Welcome back, everybody, to Hineni episode 2. I'm Eva.
This is Nick. What's up, you guys?
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, guys.
Today we were thinking about talking about the Bible festival that we have coming up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's our Bible festival is what we celebrate. Well, this will be our 6th year.
Yeah.
I was going through the
timeline.
Yeah, like the timeline.
The memories, the history.
Exactly. Going through like the timeline and the history to get a video together. Oh, well, let me explain though first before we get ahead of ourselves. The Bible Festival, we've been doing for 6 years in Templo de Dios. And what we do is for 3 months prior to October. So we celebrate the last Sunday of October, whatever's 30th or 31st, whatever's the last Sunday.
It's the last Sunday. Yeah.
We have a big party, basically. It used to be more focused on the kids. Like, that's how we started it, was with just like the kids and the kids ministry.
Yeah.
And now it's become like a family thing, where we get like the parents involved and then everybody's dressing up.
Everybody and their mama.
So we celebrate the Bible for 3 months since August, September, October. So starting in August, every single Sunday, our teachers at church for our kids ministry are teaching the kids not so well known stories of the Bible. So they talked about one of the kings, one of the good kings after David and Solomon, and after the split of Israel, one of the kings. I talked about Balaam and his donkey. They talked about Hannah and Samuel today. So we just talk about less known stories of the Bible, so that the kids can familiarize with those. Not that we talk about all the story every Sunday. We're always teaching something from the Bible, right? It's not like something new that we're talking about the Bible specifically.
But we're trying to do like repetitive, like always the same popular stories.
Yeah. So we're trying to
expand it,
expose them to more stories of the Bible, and
the hidden heroes.
Yes, exactly. Different stories, even if it's not a particular story like Noah's Ark or Jonah and the whale, like those well-known ones. Or we even did like parables with the kids, Jesus' parables. We do different things like that about other stories in the Bible that are not as well known, but they still are about God and about what He's done.
Exactly.
Right?
They're so powerful and important, but they're not as, like I said before, they're not as popular that everybody talks about them. So we're trying to expose them to every single story in the Bible that can and will change their life.
So we do try to expose them to a lot more different ones. And so since August, and every year we've been doing this, and we try to focus on different stories. Sometimes we have a theme to those, the ones that we want to focus on. Sometimes we don't. This year we just went into more stories that are not as well known. Last year we focused on parables. Prior to the Bible Festival, and actually we wore this last year for the parable of the harvest, plentiful harvest.
Plentiful harvest.
But so for every Sunday we teach them different stories, expose our kids, for the kids who are part of the house of Templo de Dios, and for those who are come in and out, or for those who are brand new, they get a little bit of something from all over the Old Testament, the New Testament, in preparation for the last Sunday of October, where now we have a party, basically. And during service, the kids still go to the kids ministry class. They still have the time apart, but it's more of a party because we have been every single Sunday teaching them something.
Working them hard.
Well, I mean, they do crafts and stuff still. Last Sunday, though, so for Bible Festival, we have a party for them during the service. And then after service, now what has turned into a party.
It's like a family, I want to say, it's like a family outing. A family, I don't want to say retreat, but it's like a family event. Family event. It's awesome.
Yeah. So when we first started this, Hannah wasn't even a year old yet. It was the first year. She was 10 months old. And what we used to do is we started at the very beginning, 3 months before the Bible Festival date, right? The last Sunday of October, is we started teaching the kids. And our kids back then were little, like we're talking about 6 years ago.
Yeah, so little David was what, 8?
Yeah, right? So we were doing,
we're based off little David because he's
the oldest.
The oldest, yeah.
He's the oldest and also the
eldest. right?
he's the
He's the
eldest,
oldest and the eldest and the
and the one who's been with us the
he's been
longest.
around.
Yeah, been with us the
Yeah,
longest. He's the one who's been.
yeah, he's our guinea pig.
Yeah.
Shh, don't tell him that,
And
okay?
so 6 years ago we would base it, and they were little, so we had a little bit more like age appropriate stuff for them.
Yeah,
And what we used to do before is we had like a parade. We would, after we had the lessons, all of our teachers would ask the kids, okay, don't forget, we have our Bible festival coming up. Who do you want? Who, if you could be anybody in the Bible or of somebody that we've talked about in one of our classes, who would you be?
yeah. Who would you represent? Who
Who
would
would
you
you
be?
want to represent? Who would you dress up as? And the kids would be like, "Oh, I want to be like David
Yeah,
when he got
yeah.
Goliath." And the
So
kids would tell you like, "No, I want to be David
yeah,
when he killed
defeated
Goliath.
Goliath.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or I want to be David when he was king."
yeah,
And like they'll tell you because we do when we do our
yeah.
lessons, we do separate like, okay, this is the same David, but this is when he was
Different
a young,
phases.
yeah,
Yeah,
whatever. And so what we used to do is we would ask the kids like, okay, so who are you gonna be? And we would tell the parents, okay, our kids are getting ready for the Bible
yeah,
festival, and getting the parents involved in the sense that to help the child or their children, um, they would dress up as whoever they chose. And I'm talking like if you're gonna be David or your child's gonna be David, they would bring like the sling
yeah,
and the rocks, and they would have maybe like a little tunic and sandals.
yep.
Some of the kids that very first year made I don't know if you remember, they made like a project of Noah's Ark.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember they made like a gigantic ark full like poster board
yeah.
in like 3D. Yeah,
Oh
I
man.
had pictures of it, and I was like, oh man, I forgot that they did this. And it was gigantic. Like they made like a big 3D ark, and they had a whole bunch of little plastic
That's super
animals and
cool.
stuff. Yeah, so it's like they got into it. The
Yeah,
kids got into
and it
it.
gets the parents involved. So this is what we
Yes.
loved, you know.
Yes, and that was like the focus of it too since the beginning was that not just bringing your kids and every Sunday or whatever days we have service, right? And say, "Oh, yeah, they learn about God at church." Right? Thank God that they do. Thank God
Yeah,
they come and our parents are receiving something as well as our children. But we wanted to also instill or kind of encourage that even at home
yeah,
our families were still talking about God.
yeah, and growing together and I don't want to say you know, well, experiencing growth all together. Because sometimes parents help out the kids, but kids can help out parents too.
Yeah.
And 'cause there's God can use any vessel that He wants. So
Yeah.
a lot of times, you maybe having a bad day, but since your child has been consistent in his classes or actually paying attention and learning, then he might give you a word of encouragement like you need that day, and you might be like, dang, it's like this is my child talking to me, but it's actually God talking to me through my child. But that's what our whole goal is. Our whole goal is for the whole family
Yep.
to be working as one unit, to be
Yeah.
working as together,
To be builded to be as a family
growing,
growing
building.
up,
Yeah,
yeah, in the relationship as a family, growing stronger in the relationship with God, and then that obviously encourages everybody. Us as adults, like we understand the responsibility, and we can acknowledge like, okay, like if I want my child to behave a certain way, then we have to be an example,
yeah,
right? So
exactly.
it
Yeah.
makes us kind of accountable for what we are doing
Hmm.
spiritually speaking in our relationship with God, so that we can make sure the foundation or what we're setting as an example to our kids is good, right? Like
Yeah,
simply said, that's just how it is. They see us in the same way that we're going to be, that's how your children are going to be, right?
yeah,
Like, so we are held accountable in that sense, and our
exactly.
kids don't know about accountability or that much responsibility yet, but they will.
Yeah, and
And
it's
that,
cool because they're not the kids. A lot of people are like, oh, you guys are forcing them to do this,
mhm,
do that, and it's like, you can tell when a kid's being forced or pushed to do something. Then you can tell when they're doing it just because they actually want to, because they enjoy it, because they like it. If the kids are preparing before you are, then that tells you, hey,
yeah,
they're, this is something that they enjoy. So
yeah. And I know sometimes as parents, because I talk out since I teach the little kids or all the kids ages, right? And then I go and ask the parents after, like, oh, have they told you? Because during my classes, I ask the kids, oh, you're gonna be for BioFest, and the kids tell me, they're like, oh
yeah,
yeah, I want to be this person, I want to be that person, and I'm like, I'm almost like, oh, is it gonna be somebody from one of the classes that I taught?
Yeah.
It's not usually, but at least they were exposed to it. But then I go and ask the parents. I was like, hey, did your child tell you that they wanted to be? And they're like, oh no. I was like, you better ask them because they're excited and they're telling me. So that means to me that they're waiting, like that the child is waiting for like an invitation or some
Okay.
kind of interest from the parent to be like, hey, what are we gonna do? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, help them
I
out.
really, really strongly encourage you that if for our families that are a part of, who are already participating or are thinking about participating, ask your kids because the kids know they've been telling
Oh
me.
yeah.
They tell the teachers who they want to be. I got a list right now from the kids in Fontana,
Yeah.
and they don't even come, not all of them even come to Sunday's
Yeah.
service,
Well,
but they do
yeah.
it. But they
That's
do
cool.
the same classes that we do Sundays. They do on Fridays
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and they already have like a list of who they're gonna be for. Like
Yeah.
they just send it to me a list, and so like they're ready
They're
to
ready,
go.
yeah.
The kids are ready to go. So sometimes as parents, we need to take the time and be and kind of not pull it out, but like make an invitation. Ask your child like, what are we gonna do for Bible Festival? What have you thought about doing?
Yeah.
So when in the beginning when we were doing this, it was a parade. The child would dress up as somebody in the Bible or represent a Bible story, or they would make a project. Like I was saying about the
Yeah. Like
Noah's Ark. And what right now what we're doing and what we have very much enjoyed and is working for us is
doing it outside.
doing it outside. We park all of our cars outside.
Yeah. And we just have everybody come out. It's like it's pretty cool because it's like I want to say kind of like a fair. You know, when you go to the fair, like there's like different little booths everywhere, and you can go here. Like, oh, you're playing a game of this. You go there, you're playing a game of that. Because a lot of times, like us last year, we had remember it was a harvest, but then we also did a game.
Yeah.
So the kids were really into it, and then you have people too doing trivia questions. We roll up and you ask, they ask you questions. You gotta answer. It's and of course there's always food. That's why I look the way I look. Come on. But yeah, it's a great time, but mainly focused on sharing the gospel with our children. Planting that seed inside of them, and letting them know that hey, it's not boring. Because a lot of people think, oh, it's boring for my kids. Why am I going to take my kids to church? Because it's boring. And let me tell you what, it's not boring.
No, it's not.
No, it's great because we try to incorporate all these fun activities with the kids, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's I don't want to say the best, like the funnest event that we have, but it's
one of them.
It's like up there.
Yes, no, I agree. And
it's like up there. It's
yeah,
weird. Yeah. It's like one of the most interesting ones that we do.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, it's all family friendly, and I feel like it's suitable for everybody.
Yeah,
it's cool. It was a success.
Yeah. Well,
you know how the Bible says. The Bible says that I have seen in Spanish.
And
I'm a foreigner.
In Spanish.
Sorry. Todas las cosas le ayudan a todas las cosas que le pasan a un hijo de Dios le ayuda bien.
Yeah, all things that happen to a child of God is for their good.
Thank you, translator. So yeah, people are like, oh, you want me to do Bible Festival inside anymore? We're not gonna be able to do the parade anymore because we can't be indoors and this and that. But guess what? All the glory be to God because now we did this thing outside and it was
a greater.
It was like great.
Yeah.
1,000 times better.
Yeah.
And then it opened up our eyes to like being like we gotta incorporate the whole family, not just the children.
Yeah.
So and now that we incorporate everybody, it's I feel like we have more parents also too, and
are interested.
Yeah, interested.
Even
everybody.
Everybody.
Even people not participating. At least now they stop by as well. Because before they wouldn't even pay attention, or they wouldn't stop by, or it'd be like, oh, it's something for the kids. Yeah, it's for the kids. But now it's like it's a whole
church.
Yeah, it's a church fair event. I want to call it like a Bible festival fair. That's what you call it. The fair of the Bible.
A festival is like a fair. It's like redundant.
Okay, never mind. Whatever. I'm the foreigner here. Whatever.
Really, the glory be to Him because we were able to do so many different things and things that we haven't even thought about doing because hadn't that happened?
Yeah.
Right. And it's things that came out for the better. Like for Easter, remember it has shut down like right before Easter.
Yeah.
And we did the Easter kits.
Yeah, with the Easter
kids. Still, some of the parents still ask me about like if we're gonna do more Easter kits. Like it made us think like more outside the box and more like how can we still reach our ministries.
Yeah, it made us open our eyes to, not open our eyes, but made us reach more what our plan been this whole time along, being taking church to the house. Like
Yeah.
church is not just a building,
Yeah.
a little place where you go in and then you get out. You're there for 2 hours, hour and a half, you get out.
Mhm.
It's a place. It's church is taking it home, because it's not just about church. It's about, we focus on working a relationship with God, not
Right.
just like, oh, I go to church and that's it, you know. So I feel like during 2020, like you were saying, it we utilized all the resources that we needed to utilize so that we could still reach the gospel to people's homes, and that's what we were going to do by those Easter kids.
Yeah. Yeah, we were dropping
Yeah.
them off
Yeah.
and doing what we needed to do so that way the kid. Well, at that time, because we were focused. Like my mindset, to be honest,
Yeah.
before the pandemic was like blinders, and I was just focusing on the kids, right?
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like I need the kids. Like I don't want them to miss out. And we were getting ready to do all these things for, at that time it was Easter when everything had shut down originally. And I was like, no, they, like the kids, right? And it was a success because at home with their parents, they were doing the kids, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when things started to open up again, we did the Bible festival, and we did try to get their parents more involved in the Bible festival. And because obviously the kids can't drive, so the parents have to.
I mean, they could.
But the parents have to be a little bit more involved because of the car, right? They have to know how they're going to decorate the car, what they're going to do, or which car they're going to take if they got more than one, or it's logistics. Exactly.
Well, it's just a whole big family event, so that's why we're so happy.
But it worked out. I'm saying though that because for me, I was very much like kids, and now that you're mentioning, like it did make me
we
think
got
like
everybody
more
involved.
Like family. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Sorry, parents.
Not even. Listen. I don't know if you know this thing, right? But these past 6 years, I have been the one that's mainly been thinking about what we're gonna be doing. Me and Hannah mostly, right? Because Hannah's like very, she's very cheese pass.
I know it.
And this year, you've been telling me for like months
I got
now.
a good plan. What's up?
He has like an idea what he's gonna do. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. I don't know what the kids are going to do. But that's
they
fine.
already told me.
That's fine, because mommy here drives too. So
yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
So we're probably going to show up to the Bible Festival in
rolling heavy. Come on.
Vehicles.
Heavy hitters.
But that's the point.
Was take over the court.
It was to get people and parents and everybody more into it, right? Like, what can we do to make this fun? What can we do to call not just the children's attention, but the parents' attention too? Like, you know what I mean? It's to get everybody, parents, the children, people who don't have children anymore, they're grown up or whatever, right? It's for everybody to be interested in to share this time.
Yeah, and when we say children, we don't say like we're not talking about like you just said right now. We're not talking about kids that are 10 and under. We say right now little David's 14. We call him little David because his dad's David, and David Senior and David Junior. We say David and Leo David. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to get at is like anybody and everybody can do it. Yeah, it's all ages. It doesn't matter how old your child is or your kid. Like the pastor's there. I'm his child. I'm there participating. You know what I'm saying? So
according to your
we're not gonna go there. We're not going there. That's it. That's it. We're not going there. Okay. But what we're trying to get at is anybody. Not everybody is invited. So I don't say anybody, but everybody is invited. It'd be great if you incorporate your child into the classes now. That way they can at least listen to 3-4 stories left.
We have 3 more lessons left.
Yeah, so 3 more lessons.
Yeah.
So they could help explore like the hidden heroes in the Bible.
And not that that's a requirement.
No,
it has to be a less well-known story.
Yeah.
It could be any story, or just verses. It doesn't have to be specifically about a less well-known.
Yeah.
It could be a Bible verse that you want to just decorate regarding a Bible verse. Like the fruit of the Spirit, like that's not a story.
No, it's not.
So, like,
remember our first year we had we took my truck, my 250, and we did. Remember I had
armor?
We did the armor, and I had like my little yard sale.
Yeah. Well, Hannah was selling. You were one of the lions.
Oh, I was, huh?
Yeah,
I was
because
one of the
we
lions
had
with
Livy.
Libby.
Yeah, Livy was Daniel, and you were one of the
Oh,
lions.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hannah was selling the
I was the
armor.
best looking lion in history.
Who?
Me?
Oh,
I mean, Libby was cute and little, but I was like one of the best looking lions.
yeah.
What's it called? Like
Anyways,
the major or whatever? Is that what it's called?
the main.
Oh, the main? The main. Yeah, I had one of the best mains out there.
Oh
And then
yeah.
I kind of cut it off, to like, not,
Anyway,
not get all the other lions jealous.
anyway, even if you wanted to just come and just check it out, that's more than okay. We
Yeah,
have
yeah, come by.
games, we have food, we have a lot of candy. Everybody's walking around back and forth looking at all the cars. So
Yeah.
be more than welcome, free to come visit.
It's after
Come check it out.
service,
Oh
so
yes.
we have service first, like normal,
Yeah.
and then afterwards, like 2 hours, an hour.
Well, kind of like I think last time we did it right before it got dark, and only
Yeah,
because it was getting dark.
only because that's when we had to shut it down. 'Cause it was
Yeah,
getting dark.
yeah.
But yeah, we're out there. It's a good time. Um,
The
so
weather kind of cools down,
yeah, it
so it's
cools down.
not
So bring
all.
something kind of warm.
Yeah.
So, like we said, it's after service. Service starts at
Service,
3. Yeah,
the kids will still go to the
it'd be like
kids
a
room.
yeah, like a normal service,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
afterwards,
The kids will still go to the kids room, and we're gonna do like a party. It's not gonna be teaching them one of the Bible stories that specific day for the Bible festival. It's gonna be more fun, more of a party just for the kids kind of
yeah,
thing. And then we'll move outside and do the festival with the families and
yeah.
with everybody.
And the
So
kids are still kind of like the hosts, I want to say.
yeah.
So like all the kids are out there, and you walk by, and then you tell them, "Hey, what's up? Who are you?" They tell you,
Mhm.
and it's pretty cool.
Some of the kids.
Yeah, some of the kids, some
Yeah.
other kids are just focusing on playing, and that's good too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's the word of God,
yeah,
right? And that's the whole point for the whole thing. Getting our kids to enjoy the word of God. And I'm a firm believer, speaking about kids, specifically,
yeah.
that kids learn through play.
Yep.
Like when they're playing and we're like teaching them stuff, they don't even realize that they're learning because they're having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm a firm believer of that. And it's when the kids are having fun and then they see their parents enjoying themselves or getting involved in things too. How many kids? I mean, I don't believe it's just our kids
Yeah,
who always like to be like with us and what are you doing? Can I do it with you? I want to like they always want to go to work with
yeah. They
Nick and
always want to go to work.
like they can't just be our kids are like that. I believe all kids are like that. They want to do what mom and dad are doing. So when they see the parents are involved and they're having fun, like it's just a win-win
Yeah,
altogether.
it sure is. Yeah.
So October this year lands on the 30th, Sunday,
Does it?
October
Okay.
30th. Yeah, service is at 3
So, is
o'clock.
that something else there?
It's a Sunday. It's on the left.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Service is at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
And the Bible Fest will be right afterwards. So come receive the Word of God. Your kids will also be having a little party in the back while the parents are in the front, hearing the Word. And then afterwards, we all move to the back parking lot and have a party, have a festival.
We'll be waiting for you guys. I'm excited. They're excited. I don't know why, because I'm gonna win. But anyways, but no, all jokes aside, guys. We are really excited, and we hope you are there. We would greatly appreciate it if you come out, and participate and enjoy it, with us. And we are really thankful and grateful. It's just all for the glory of God. It's just so that we can, help put out the gospel of the Lord.
Yep. Well, thank you for being here with us for our episode of Hineni, and we'll be back with more. Don't forget to subscribe, to like. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Don't miss out. We're gonna be posting them on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. So don't miss out. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what's going on, what you would like to talk about, and we'll see you here
soon
next time.